Stovetop Baked Beans. Today I'm sharing my vegan beans recipe. Baked beans are such a delicious comfort food. I love baked beans on toast. It makes a hearty and healthy breakfast. There are 3 steps involved in making the stovetop baked beans. If you're using dry beans, then the first step will be to prepare the beans. The second step is to prepare the vegan Worcestershire sauce if you're using a vegan Worcestershire sauce. And the third step is to put it all together. Here are the ingredients that you'll need. You'll need a pound or 454 grams, that's about 2 1/4 cups of white beans. I'm using Great Northern beans, but you can also use navy beans. And if you wanted to make the process a little quicker, you could use canned beans. I'd say 4 cans of beans. To prepare your dry beans, the night before you start making your baked beans, rinse and soak the dry beans. Cover them with water and place them in the fridge overnight. For the baked beans, you're going to need 2 tablespoons or 30 milliliters of olive oil, 1 onion, 3 garlic cloves, and these are my homegrown garlic cloves, 3/4 of a cup or 270 milliliters of molasses, half a cup or 95 grams of brown sugar, 3/4 of a cup or 185 grams of ketchup, 2 tablespoons or 30 milliliters of apple cider vinegar, 3/4 of a teaspoon or 5 grams of salt, 2 teaspoons or 15 milliliters of your favorite hot sauce. I'm using Frank's Red Hot. And you're going to need a tablespoon and a half, that's 20 milliliters of vegan Worcestershire sauce. These are the ingredients for the vegan Worcestershire sauce: a half a cup or 125 milliliters of apple cider vinegar, 1.5 tablespoons or 20 grams of brown sugar, a half a teaspoon or 5 grams of Dijon mustard, and in my little bowl here, I have a 1/4 teaspoon each of allspice, garlic powder, and onion powder. I can't give it to you in grams because it's too light for my scale. I also have my pepper mill out because I'm going to throw in a few dashes of pepper too. I've rinsed my beans and I put them in my pot and covered them with fresh water. Now I'm bringing this to a boil and then I'm going to let it simmer for about 90 minutes. Just remember to give them a stir every once in a while because they do tend to stick to the bottom of the pot, especially as the water is heating up. There are several methods that you can use to try to make your beans more digestible. I've read so many of them. One of them says to skim the foam off the top of the pot, so that's what I'm doing. I don't know if it works or not, but it can't hurt. If you're making Mexican food, you could add some cumin to your water. The fact that you're soaking the beans overnight already helps with making them much more digestible. Another tip that someone just told me was to add a bay leaf to the simmering pot, so in goes a bay leaf. I just wanted to add a note about the beans. I'm someone who likes my beans super soft, kind of fall apart, melt in your mouth beans. Some people like them firm in their baked beans. So what I suggest is during the boiling time, at 30 minutes, at 45 minutes, at 60 minutes, etc., take a bean out and just bite into it and taste it. And if it's the consistency that you like, then your cooking time is done. While the beans are simmering, we can make our vegan Worcestershire sauce. It's super easy. You just add all of the ingredients to the pot, heat it up to a simmer, and as soon as it simmers, you take it off the heat and let it cool, and that's it. I'm going to turn the heat up and just put all the ingredients into my pot. A little bit of pepper. We'll give that a stir. And as it heats up, everything is going to melt into the sauce. That took about a minute and a half, and I'm going to give it a little whisk just to make sure that everything is combined well, especially the mustard. That's it. Now I'm going to take it off the heat and let that cool. My beans are almost ready, so I'm just going to prepare my onion and my garlic. I'm just going to chop them up and set them aside until I'm ready to start the baked beans. In a large pot, I've heated up my olive oil and I'm going to add my onions. I'm going to saute the onions for about 7 minutes until they're nice and soft, and I'm going to stir them often just to make sure they don't burn. Now I'm going to add my garlic, and I'm going to let that saute for just about a minute until it's nice and fragrant. We don't want the garlic to burn, so make sure you stir it often. Well, my beans are done, so I'm going to drain these and set them aside. Now I'm going to add all of the rest of the ingredients, except for the beans. We're going to make our sauce now. I've turned the heat up to medium-high, and I just want to make sure that everything gets well incorporated. And as soon as the sauce starts to steam a little, I'm going to add my beans. It smells unbelievable. Oh, these smell delicious. Doesn't that look just like baked beans that you'd get in a can? This looks lovely. I'm going to bring this to a simmer, and then I'm going to cover it and let it simmer for 30 to 45 minutes or so. And then we get to have breakfast. It's thickening up quite nicely. Now don't forget to stir it once in a while just to make sure nothing sticks to the bottom of the pot. Lots of ingredients in this recipe, but well worth the time it takes to make these delicious stovetop baked beans. They're healthy, filling, and definitely comforting. I hope you enjoyed this video, my friends. If you did, please subscribe and hit that like button. Also, feel free to share this video with anyone you think might enjoy it. And please leave me a comment. I love your comments and I do reply to them. Thanks for being here, my friends. I'll see you next time on Rain's Kitchen and Garden. Bye.